am doing my report on the globalization of Costco wholesale, and let's just get right into it. So the very first section is going to be the when. As you can see, I have listed a bunch of dates, important years in regards to the development of Costco. So we look at the very first year is 1976. And on July 12, 1976, Sol Price and his son Robert founded the very first Costco retail store under the name Price Club. Because, mind you, Costco was not always named Costco. It had several different names before transitioning to the name Costco. And then we look at 1983, James Senegal and Jeffrey H. Brotman actually opened the very first Costco warehouse, and this is considered the conception date of Costco. The day that Costco was actually brought to life. This is the day that people consider it to be Costco's birthday. So 1983 is Costco's birthday. We go to 1993. We look at Price Club merged with its competitor Costco to create a new brand of wholesale retail stores under the name Price Costco. So it went from being named Costco to Price Costco in 1993, and then it went back to the name of Costco in 1997 across all store locations. So that's like kind of a brief history of Costco in the 20th century, but then we look at the 21st century. In its 20th anniversary, Costco had 430 warehouses in North America, Asia, and the United Kingdom, over 40 million memberships, cardholders, and generated $42.5 billion in revenue. So by the time it was 20 years old, Costco, it had globalized a ton, 40 million memberships across the world. And it had facilities, across 3 different continents, or two different continents at this point, maybe 3. But then we look at 2012, the CEO, Senegal, the person who actually founded the first warehouse of Costco, actually retired in 2012, handing the leadership to the company's head of merchandising, Craig Jelinek. So that's what happened in 2012. We go through 2014, we see that Costco became the 3rd largest retailer in the world in 2014, a ranking still holds today behind Walmart and Amazon. So by 2014, Costco was in the big 3. Costco was one of the top ranking retailers in the world, and it still is. And it still is number 3 behind Walmart and Amazon. And finally, we look at 2023, was its 40th year anniversary, Costco, and we see in 40 years after the conception of Costco in 1983, there are now 852 locations around the world and more than 124 million memberships and cardholders. So I believe this timeline really encapsulates Costco's development and the manner in which it globalized in the last 40 years. So I think this is a good summary of the timeline of that. Now we go to slide 3. Slide 3 is the where. So as you can see, at this point, Costco is very globalized. We can find Costco across several different continents in Asia, Australia, North America, these continents, and we can see that a lot of it is actually in the United States with 591 locations, but you can also find many locations in Canada with 107, Mexico 40, Japan 33, United Kingdom 29, South Korea has 18 locations, Australia has 15 locations, Taiwan has 14, and then there's less and less in these other countries like China and Spain and France who have less than 5 locations. But overall, this shows how much Costco has grown in the last 40 years, because it is not solely an American enterprise. It is a transnational corporation because of the fact that it is literally located across the world. And yeah, we can find Costco everywhere now. So I think this slide does a good job in showing how Costco has globalized, and in showing us really the extent of that globalization. So we go to slide number 4, the how. So Costco was able to globalize due to several strategies. One of my favorite strategies of Costco is the Costco pricing flywheel. This is basically what Costco does to attract more customers to its company. And a good example of this is with the rotisserie chicken, because they actually sell the rotisserie chicken at a loss in order to attract more customers. Because the truth is that many people come to Costco to get this underpriced chicken, and while they're there, they actually find themselves buying a whole bunch of other commodities and items, and this is like a net benefit for Costco because everyone who came to Costco was there for some underpriced chicken, but they ended up leaving with more items in Costco that Costco can actually profit from. So this is a good example of Costco's adaptive business model, and this has definitely led to more globalization for Costco and has benefited the company to this day. So we look at the next, or not the next, we look at the global marketing strategies. I'm just gonna name some. So like they have been able to adapt to the world by appealing to the cultures of different areas and the language through their competitive pricing model. They sell a lot and a high volume in bulk. In terms of product service, they have a push return policy. Web page follows Costco philosophy, and in distribution, we see that local suppliers are a main part of the distribution process, and so is specialized inventory. So on to the next slide. Finally is the how, or no, this is just an extension of the how. As you can see, Mexico and Taiwan had its own entry strategies. Mexico, its entry strategy started with the joint venture with the Controladora Commercial Mexicana enterprise, and as you can see, in 2010, Costco began incorporating its Mexican operations, which increased Costco's total net benefit by 3%. And they used a strategy here where selling products and services similar to the US with minor cultural adaptations. So this just kind of goes into depth as to how Costco globalized into these countries, its entry strategy, its quantifying success, and its communication strategy. I'm just going to go on to the next slide because I'm running out of time. So as you can see, the next slide is about workers and international division of labor. Here it tells you, I actually got this from the Code of Conducts in Costco's main page. You see here our mission, Costco's mission is to continually provide our members with quality goods and services at the lowest possible price. But in order to achieve our mission, they follow the Code of Ethics, which is to obey the law, take care of our members, take care of our employees, respect our suppliers, and obeying the law has several subpoints, such a not to read all that though, right? So what we're here for is to talk about the way in which Costco treats its employees and its transnational corporations. According to its code of conduct, code of ethics, I mean, they take care of their workers by providing competitive wages, great benefits, a safe and healthy work environment, challenging and fun work, career opportunities, and open door policies that allows accessing to ascending levels of management to resolve issues, opportunities to give back to their communities through volunteerism and fundraising. You can just read it all. Go ahead and pause the video and read it all. And then there's a way in which people can become accountable from violations, and this is the way in which Costco lays out how violations should be reported. And it says the Code of Ethics applies to all directors, officers, and employees of the company. Conduct that violates the Code of Ethics will constitute grounds for disciplinary action, ranging from reprimand to termination and possible criminal prosecution. So yeah, after that, we see the most important factors for Costco globalization, in my opinion, is their business model. As you can see, the rapid inventory turnover allows for operating efficiencies, and combining that with membership fees, it creates a good environment for Costco to create profit, and they have been able to do that very well for the last 2 centuries. And that brings us to the last slide, because as you can see, when we compare Costco to other wholesale retailers, we can see that they are very well in the big 3. They are on the top. They only behind Walmart and Amazon, really. But even then, if we look at like revenue, Costco is very well catching up, because we look at the last 5 years, they've basically been outgaining Walmart in terms of revenue. So I think this trend will continue.